For centuries, a shadow fell across the land of the rising sun, a shadow of tempered steel and unflinching loyalty. You think you know the samurai, the masters of the sword, the paragons of honor, but their true story is a labyrinth of power, poetry, and ritual death. It is the story of a military elite who, for nearly 700 years, were Japan. And at the heart of their world was one supreme, terrifying title, the Shogun. Before the Shogunate, Japan was ruled, theoretically, by an emperor in Kyoto. But by the late 12th century, true control had shifted to the most powerful military clans. After years of brutal civil war, the Minamoto clan, led by the formidable Minamoto Yoritomo, emerged victorious. In 1192, Yoritomo claimed the title Sei-tai Shogun, or Barbarian Subduing Generosimo. This wasn't just a military rank, it was the birth of the Shogunate, a system of military dictatorship that would govern Japan until 1868. The emperor remained, a divine figurehead, secluded in his palace, but the shogun held the hoken, the military and administrative keys to the kingdom. The final and most enduring chapter of this military rule was written by Tokugawa Ieyasu after his decisive victory at the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600. The Tokugawa shogunate, based in Edo, modern Tokyo, ushered in a remarkable period of peace, the Pax Tokugawa, that lasted over 250 years. Ieyasu was a political genius. He cemented his power not just through force, but through a masterful system of control called the Bakuhan Taisei, balancing the central authority of the Bakufu, the shogunate, with the semi-autonomy of the Han, feudal domains, ruled by powerful lords, the daimyo. One of the shogun's most ingenious chains was the Sankin Kōtai, or alternate attendance system. Every daimyo was required to spend every other year residing in Edo. When they returned to their domains, they had to leave their wives and children behind as hostages. This mandate crippled the daimyo financially due to the massive cost of the biannual processions, and physically prevented them from assembling enough capital or military strength to mount a serious rebellion. It was a golden cage for the lords, all under the watchful eye of the shogun. At the pinnacle of this frozen social structure, the rigid Shino-Kosho hierarchy of warrior, farmer, artisan, and merchant stood the samurai. They comprised less than 7% of the population, yet they were the ruling class, distinguished by the right to wear two swords. During the long peace of the Edo period, the samurai's function shifted dramatically. No longer were they solely battlefield warriors. They became civil bureaucrats, administrators, tax collectors, and scholars. Their stipend, paid in rice, was fixed, however. And as the merchant class began to accumulate vast wealth in the burgeoning cities, many samurai found themselves in severe financial distress, their martial prowess redundant in a peaceful world. What defined the samurai, regardless of their role, was Bushido, or the way of the warrior. This was not a written constitution, but an unwritten ethical code, heavily influenced by Confucianism and Zen Buddhism. It stressed virtues like loyalty, chu to one's master above all else, courage, yu, righteousness, gi, and perhaps most importantly, honor, meo. Bushido demanded self-discipline, austerity, and an absolute indifference to death. The warrior was expected to live as if already dead, prepared to sacrifice everything for his duty. This profound value of honor institutionalized one of the most agonizing yet respected acts in history, seppuku, or ritual suicide by disembowelment. It was the ultimate, agonizing declaration of an adherence to Bushido, a final act of control to atone for a failure, protest an injustice, or avoid a dishonorable capture. The process was a chilling ritual. Dressed in white, the samurai would compose a final death poem before plunging the short blade into his abdomen. The act of harakiri was intended to free the spirit believed to reside in the abdomen, but the pain was immense. Therefore, a trusted second, the kaishakunin, stood ready. Their duty was to deliver the kaishaku, a swift, decapitating blow the moment the primary actor made the cut, ensuring a quick and honorable end. It was a duty of deep trust and skill, as a clumsy blow would bring eternal shame to the kaishakunin himself. Seppuku was a dark, essential pillar of the samurai ethos, illustrating that for the warrior class, honor was truly more valuable than life itself. But no code, however ancient, could withstand the relentless march of time. By the mid-19th century, the arrival of foreign powers, specifically the American black ships, exposed the shogunate's military and technological weakness. Peasant unrest and the financial ruin of the samurai class created a powder keg. Powerful daimyo, particularly from the outer domains of Satsuma and Choshu, rallied to restore the emperor's direct rule using the slogan Sonno Jōi, revere the emperor, expel the barbarians. This culminated in the Meiji Restoration of 1868, which overthrew the shogunate. The samurai class was officially abolished a few years later. The warriors, their ancient privileges stripped away, vanished into a modernizing Japan. Yet the ideals of Bushido, loyalty, courage, and self-sacrifice did not die. They were absorbed into the national psyche, influencing everything from the imperial military to the corporate loyalty of modern Japan. The samurai and the shogunate they served were a society defined by the sword, a long, quiet peace shattered by the modern world. Their legacy is a testament to an entire civilization built on the uncompromising, often brutal perfection of the way of the warrior.